He deals with community as priority in preaching. There's some preachers who are so gung-ho on making the sanctuary palatial, while their church has no curb appeal. What does that mean, Reb? That means that the significance of First Baptist have nothing to do with what the members think. It has to do with how it looks from the street. Says that I came to preach to the poor. The purpose of preaching is to restore the society. But then he says, I've come to preach deliverance to the captives. Not only is preaching supposed to restore the society, but it's supposed to release people from their shackles. To preach deliverance to the captives, literally to help people get from up under the spear point of Satan. In other words, to declare that there is freedom to everyone held captive by Satan's spear. Sinners are held captive. They are in bondage to Satan. Jesus wants you to know that you can be set free today. Those who have become sidetracked by the snare of satanic seduction. Those who have become comfortable with a crumbling character. Those who have become ruined by the embrace of the relativity of a religion that only works in the church place but never penetrates to their home place, their workplace, their school place. And as a result, if it only works in the church place, then it really doesn't work in no place. For you see, a part of the pastor's job is to convince people who live out of the ark of safety that they're living on death row. And this can be challenging because, Pastor, many people walk with no handcuffs on their wrist while their minds are crippled and captivated by a curse that allows them to walk but will never allow them to witness. So there is a psychological demon that we're facing that is running around that convinces people that because they're physically free, that they're really free. But what they don't realize is that they're nothing but dead men walking. And so the preacher is sent to preach the handcuffs off of the depraved mind. He says, I come to preach to the poor. He says, I come to preach deliverance to the captive. Then he says, I come to take blindness from the society, which means that there must be recovery of sight. Blindness caused by the darkness of this world. He says to give sight to those, watch it, who are blinded by smoke. Literally, the mentally and spiritually blind. It deals with Satan's power to deceive. That word blind literally carries the idea of trying to see in smoke, only to be infected by the illusions of what may be on the other side of the smoke. Can I tell you real quickly? And that's what the devil does. He doesn't mind your eyes being open. He just wants to control what you see. I could preach that and talk about Adam and Eve. He don't mind your eyes being open. He just wants to manipulate what your eyes see. He says, I want you to set at liberty, which means that gospel preaching is supposed to recharge us for service. Because real preaching makes stationary saints uncomfortable. Because you weren't saved to sit, you were saved to serve. He says, I come to heal the brokenhearted and to set at liberty them who are bruised. That means we must reconnect those who are shattered. To heal the broken heart, to cure those who have suffered extreme sorrow. To be under the foot of a conqueror. He says to set at liberty them that are bruised. In other words, to release from bondage those that have been crushed or oppressed. The devil has a way of crushing the spirits, not just of unbelievers, but of believers. I don't care how much cotton, how much satin, how much polyester, how much silk you have on. I don't care what hat you got on, what three-piece suit. Every now and then, even as believers, we feel the burdens of life. But real gospel preaching is supposed to allow you to come in one way but leave a totally different way. Is there anybody under the sound of my voice that have ever come in church with shackles but you left free?